The early January frost glittered across the Redstone Plains, the 200-acre Texas ranch sprawling beneath a pale winter sky, the lake shimmering faintly in the distance. Its surface rippling with a cold breeze, wildflowers along the pasture's edge clinging to life in muted yellows and purples, their delicate forms trembling against the vast expanse. Ancient oaks standing tall, their gnarled branches heavy with history, the air sharp with the scent of frost and cedar, cattle lowing softly in the fields. Blending with the cry of a lone hawk circling above, John Parker, 54, stood in the eastern pasture, his 12-gauge shotgun aimed at the sky, Lisa Morgan hollering about federal law. A flaming drone smashing into the Red Barn, sparking a small fire, all because the Redstone Development Council thought they could seize his ranch for their fancy solar panels. Unaware that John's great-grandfather had set a legal trap a century ago, now about to explode in their faces, the wildflowers enduring despite the storms that had come before. Lisa, the RDC president, didn't see it coming, like most self-righteous city types armed with internet law and RDC bylaws. Figuring anyone beyond her modern Redstone estates was just a cowboy with a gun and a cow. Half true. John's shotgun was named Bessie, but he hadn't had a cow named Daisy since the 90s. What he did have was 200 acres of legally fortified, cleverly defended, and wildly underestimated family land, and plenty of time, the lake glowing silver in the distance. It's come a stark contrast to the chaos unfolding. It started 3 weeks earlier, John spotting men in safety vests near the eastern fence while on his ATV. "What's this?" he asked. One grinning like he'd offered a handshake, prepping the install site for the solar expansion. "Sir, done in a week or two." John staring at the orange markers and pink flags 20 feet onto his land. Fluttering like they belonged, keeping his cool, nodding. "I'll be back," speeding to the RDC office, the wildflowers along the fence trembling in the breeze, the plains stretching wide and unbroken, their roots deep in the Texas soil. John didn't live in the RDC's jurisdiction. His ranch bordered the Redstone Estates, a sprawl of cookie-cutter homes with 2-car garages and identical lawns. Obsessed with uniformity, their charter formed a decade ago. Well, after John inherited the ranch, they tried nibbling at his land before border disputes, zoning variances, but he'd shut them down with posts and paperwork. This was bolder. At the office, Lisa Morgan greeted him. "John Parker, I'm the president, and we need your signature for our energy-sharing deal." Smiling like they were trading recipes. "No," John said, Lisa blinking. "No, you're not putting anything on my land. No, you didn't ask. No, I'm not signing." Her smile souring. "Mr. Parker, you don't grasp the opportunity. Sustainable energy for the community." John shooting back. "My barn's not your community." Lisa inhaling like a TV lawyer. "The board voted. We can use adjacent unzoned land for community benefit." "You'll hardly notice," John replying. "Funny, I didn't notice it was yours." The lake shimmering faintly, its surface a mirror of the patience he wielded. Emails, flyers, a glossy pamphlet with John's eastern field photoshopped under solar panels followed. Mailed to every Redstone estate and posted on their private group. Guess who wasn't invited? They held info sessions, snapping selfies by his hayfield, dubbed future solar zones. John laughed until trucks rolled in with cement posts, wiring, junction boxes inside his fence, John sending a cease and desist through his lawyer, Lydia, 73, floral scarves. Once sued the county over a roadblock, Lisa ignoring it, flying a drone over the ranch daily, hovering by barns, pens, even windows, John checking their group via a dummy account, Lisa posting. Monitoring encroachments and safety hazards, video in progress. That buzzing spy had to go. So there John was, Bessie skyward, drone 20 feet above his driveway, Lisa filming from her side. Yelling about airspace, John waving, grinning, blasting it. Sparks, spin, crash into the barn, flames, the wildflowers near the barn blackening in the heat, the plains pulsing with unseen justice. Their roots deep in the Texas soil. Lisa screamed like he'd shot her dog. John strolling to the porch. Calm as usual. She called the FAA. John called Lydia. The twist, her drone broke 3 state privacy laws, flew over protected livestock zones, dipped below 50 feet for days. John had footage, timestamps, and it ticked off his horse, Rusty, as proof. The FAA cared not about John, asking for his clips. telling him Lisa faced investigation for violations, her pristine RDC record now stained. John and Ethan fighting the barn fire for 2 hours with soaked grain sacks. The damage minimal, but the message clear, the lake glowing silver in the distance, its calm a testament to the fight ahead. Things heated up post-drone. John trekking to the ranch's east end, past the creek where markers first appeared, his great-grandfather's words echoing. If they try to steal, check the iron. Not a rifle. An hour with a metal detector unearthed a rusted plaque anchored in stone, brushing off mud. John read it, realizing Lisa hadn't just crossed a line. She tripped a century-old legal bomb, the wildflowers along the creek trembling in the breeze, the plains stretching wide and unbroken, their roots deep in the Texas soil. Dated 1923. The cast-iron plaque was a covenant etched deep. Construction on the eastern Parker Ranch perimeter without consent triggered forfeiture. Land and structures reverted to the Parker family. With survey coordinates and easement clauses, John laughing, spooking a rabbit, his great-grandfather, a ornery cuss who loved whiskey and loathed entitled suits. Once sued a railroad for crossing his fields, they paid up, letting him file this covenant, pure spite. 100 years later snaring an RDC tyrant, John calling Lydia, reciting it. She racing over with a legal pad, 3 hours of county records confirming it, filed, stamped, unchallenged, enforceable, their toast, she grinned. No title check before digging classic RDC arrogance, planning a certified letter, letting them dig deeper while prepping forfeiture, the lake shimmering faintly. Its surface a mirror of the justice coming, the wildflowers enduring, their roots deep in the Texas soil. The RDC got the notice, violation of covenant or face a land claim. John picturing Lisa choking on her coffee, she didn't retreat, posting a rant in the newsletter, accusing John of rural intimidation and anti-green vendettas with outdated laws, Lydia chuckling. She's burying herself, Lisa doubling down, more workers, panels, trenches, John filming it all, even strapping a GoPro to Rusty. Best footage ever, Lisa sending another drone, bigger, nosier. John not shooting it, letting his roof and barn cams catch it dipping below 50 feet near the horses. Ethan sunbathing, time-stamped gold. Lisa's email winking. Enjoy the shade, clueless. The FAA calling, her flights breaking privacy and aviation laws, especially after she posted clips with hashtags like hashtag #RDCower and hashtag Ireland. They laughed at that, hinting at fines or worse. The wildflowers along the barns trembling in the breeze, the plains pulsing with unseen justice, their roots deep in the Texas soil. An RDC letter, not from Lisa but the board, suggested a community resolution, admitting budget overruns and neighbor gripes. John framing it in the barn, that night. Fixing the coop, John seeing surveyors, not solar crew, scanning trenches. One muttering on the phone, it's beyond the boundary, trouble. The RDC waking up to their mess, too late. The town meeting meant as RDC damage control, Lisa planning a Let's Unite speech. Becoming a legal ambush, the community center overflowing, Redstone folks drawn by drama, Lisa and Pearls oozing confidence, rumors about the solar project need clearing, legal misunderstandings. Our commitment to progress, skipping her trespass and drone felonies, waving John's cease and desist like a prop. This is obstructionism. Some cling to conspiracies over a cleaner future. Phones rising, Lydia whispering, get her, cowboy, the lake glowing silver in the distance, its calm a testament to the fight ahead, the wildflowers enduring, their roots deep in the Texas soil. John took the mic. I sent that because you built on my land without permission, ignored every stop, that's not progress, it's theft, murmurs growing, Lisa cutting in, John raising a hand. No title check, no surveyor. You dug on 5 generations of Parker land. Your grid's on a 1923 covenant. Unauthorized builds forfeit to us. Panels, trenches, all of it, holding up the filing. Not a theory, law. Someone yelling, is that true? Another adding, she didn't mention that. Lisa stammering, it's ancient, unenforceable. The room turning, board members squirming. John's speech hitting social media, then Lisa's obstructionist clip versus his takedown. Comments roasting her. She can't read a deed but runs the RDC, residents messaging apologies. Asking about costs, solar no free perk now, the wildflowers along the community center trembling in the breeze, the plains stretching wide and unbroken, their roots deep in the Texas soil. Lisa claimed a smear campaign by an anti-green landowner, citing John's drone wave, FAA evidence against her, her hovering over Ethan sealing it, child privacy violation. The board trying to oust her quietly, Lisa announcing a temporary step-down for emotional toll, no one buying it, voting her out. Tom, a jittery member, calling, begging a good-faith meeting. John saying he'd think about it, Lydia tallying damages, forfeiture, fees, restoration, then a county assessor calling, Lisa filing a zoning variance, claiming John's land as RDC donated. Fraud. John's blood chilling, she'd tried erasing him, he'd played defense long enough, she'd swan-dived into his great-grandfather's trap, blinded by arrogance, the lake shimmering faintly. Its surface a mirror of the justice coming, the wildflowers enduring, their roots deep in the Texas soil. John could have settled early, but this was principle, with covenant docs, video. FAA statements, the assessor's call notarized, Lydia filed, restitution, forfeiture, penalties for drone and fraud, near 7 figures. Lisa's final rant calling John a sovereign citizen thwarting clean energy flopping, her allies fleeing, residents panicking over costs, 2 weeks later the board killing the solar project. Contractors dismantling it, sweating out their error, John watching from the porch, waving occasionally, hearings crushing Lisa, her emails showing she ignored warnings, pushed ahead. The judge unimpressed by her, misled by maps, excuse, pausing at Ethan's footage, explain this, Lisa mumbling, safety, laughter erupting, fines hitting, FAA piling on. The county banning her from zoning, ordering an apology in Times New Roman, the wildflowers along the eastern field blooming anew, their colors vibrant in the Texas sun. The plains stretching wide and unbroken, their roots deep in the Texas soil. The court deeded John the eastern strip, acres with cleared trenches now his, John building a new barn there, not needed. Just spite, bright red, Ethan painting a drone exploding on it. Property of the Parker Ranch in huge letters, dubbing it the snare shed, Lisa selling her house cheap, moving towns. Her RDC dreams toast, neighbors thanking John, one bringing pie, some pushing to dissolve the RDC, John claiming the panels via salvage, powering the barn and house, selling surplus. Irony with a rebate, on a windy Tuesday, John sitting with Lydia on the porch, she knitting a scarf, the last workers leaving, soil, a fence, his panels gleaming. You could have just yelled, she said. John sipping coffee. Where's the fun? The ranch quiet, his, earned by patience, history, and a Parker grudge, the lake glowing silver in the distance, its calm a testament to the justice served. The wildflowers enduring, their roots deep in the Texas soil. The crew gathered in the yard, coffee steaming, the air thick with roasted beans and hay, Ethan slouched in a chair, his face steady. Trust forged in the ranch's fire, the map spread across the table, the eastern field marked in green ink, a testament to the day's victory, the lantern light casting shadows. The lake glowing gold as dusk faded, the plains stretching wide, wildflowers enduring, their roots deep in the Texas soil. Land spoke, Frank said, leaning back, his pistol gleaming, his voice sure. You answered, Grayson won't like this. Mary Ellen poured coffee, her hand firm, her voice edged, justice is a sign, your roots are a wall, John. We'll stand. Jake grinned, fists unclenching. Dust on his face, you burned her, Ethan too. He's sharp now. Sarah nodded, her phone glowing with Elena's update. Story's out, land's safe. We'll keep it. Matt tapped his laptop, fingers pausing. Meeting John's gaze, Grayson's moving saw the sail. I'll dig, won't stop. Tom stood by the door, lantern dimming, his frame a pillar. I'll watch the ridge, plains are calm, but eyes ain't. John met Ethan's gaze, the boy's eyes steady, his hands firm from the day's work. John's voice cutting through. You fought today, stood like a Parker. That's good, keep it up, Ethan. The win's just the start, we've got more coming. Ethan nodded slow, his voice raw. I will, Grandpa, swear it. No more stealing. The room fell silent, the lake glowing silver as night deepened. The plains stretching wide, wildflowers enduring, their roots deep in the Texas soil. John stepped onto the porch, rifle close, the air smelling of earth and renewal. His eyes scanning the ridge where the covenant had held, the legacy of his land a bond he'd carry. Across the horizon, a light blinking, binoculars catching starlight, then vanishing. A shadow still breathing, a reminder the fight was far from over, the wildflowers along the plains blooming anew, their colors vibrant in the Texas night, the lake glowing silver. It's come a testament to the justice John had won, but the storm on the horizon a promise of battles yet to come.